Hello again and welcome back to Broforce Broview. Today we are going to be taking a look at Broffy, named after Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Broffy is also referred to in-game as Broffy the Vampire Slayer. So, just starting off, we are going to see her primary attack. As you can see, it's about a mid-range, fast attack, and it does have some mild penetration and a lot of pushback that we will see later. You'll also notice that it is just her stake. She is throwing her stake at you. She also uses her stake in her standing stab and to wall climb, though the wall climbing stake really appears just to be the Broforce dagger. Actually, all of it seems to be the Broforce dagger, but, you know, recolored. So, a brown K-bar. When she is moving, she has a bit more of a, I want to say it's a roundhouse kick, but it's a little hard to tell sometimes. That being said, all in all, she has a pretty standard mobility set. And her special ability is a throwable. I threw it in the wrong direction. So her special ability is a throwable. It leads this, like, flame. And when you get in it, you gain a halo effect. When you're out of it, you lose the halo effect. One thing you will note is that the animation doesn't actually line up always for what is or isn't in your flame. As you can see, I just gained the halo effect while not being in the animation. The burn itself lasts for roughly 30 seconds. The halo lasts for roughly a minute. We will get into what it is, but for now, let's just go ahead and move on. Just keep in mind the time limits. So, as Broffy is generally a very standard bro, she does have a fast attack, but not like a ton of damage or explosive. So, the best thing to do is commandeer and dump any mechs you find. Here, we actually do get a very interesting quirk. I will go back here to show it. As you can see, Buffy's attack, or Broffy's attack, is true, meaning she will hit the block directly in front of her. However, you notice she is hitting in the upper half of that block almost every time. In fact, the topmost quarter most of the time. This causes some problems when you are in cramped spaces. So, when you're in a cramped space, you will actually hit the ceiling probably about half the time. But it isn't like a hit, miss. Sometimes you'll hit, miss, and it just kind of comes randomly. You can also see this when you're not crouched, but entering into a corner. So as you can see here, hitting the ceilings many more times than the stick is, or the stake is going out. Same here, it's about even, or it's a little more even when you're crouched, but as you can see, it does still hit a significant chunk of the time. But as your head starts to come out, you can see it keeps going outwards on its own without it. So just something to keep in mind when you are crouched and in confined areas. For the dogs, she attacks fast enough that she is able to deal with them without any major issues. For large dogs, she has enough of a knockback that she's able to stun people. And even for big thugs, she does attack fast, though be careful if they are alerted to your presence before you start attacking. Now, you'll notice her stake actually is capable of killing multiple pure evils. However, generally it will only kill one. It will occasionally hit more than one. I am going to, however, leave a couple of pure evils alone for some demonstration with her special ability. But here comes the hard part about Broffy. Her special ability, as we already discussed, is a thrown object. Well, most thrown objects, you can drop them on somebody's head. Nope, that didn't hurt anybody. Also, the fire doesn't hurt anybody. But maybe I missed. Let's try again. I hit that dude straight in the head. As you can see, no pain. So, as you enter and gain the halo effect, what you'll notice is that the halo effect actually allows you to resurrect. And it allows you to resurrect over and over again as long as the burning effect is there. So roughly about 30 seconds. That being said, the fact that it doesn't hurt mooks is not completely true, because creatures like Pure Evil and other Hell citizens, like the zombies, are in fact harmed by this holy, let's just say holy water. Now, one of the big problems with this power is, we throw it down here, you'll notice, sometimes it just doesn't work. Let me go ahead and go back to Broffy real quick. Alright, now that I have returned, you can see sometimes you still die even with your magic resurrection vials, which is annoying on its own. That being said, you'll also notice that the resurrection is quick, however, it doesn't give you a lot of time to do anything. Broffy just doesn't have a kit that is really capable of, utilizing the resurrection that well. On the other hand, if she'd had, say, a faster attack, a faster weapon, explosives, shotgun, something like that, she could throw herself into danger and then utilize and capitalize on the fact that she was in danger. But Broffy just doesn't really have that ability. Normal mooks, you'll notice, one shot will kill one mook. Occasionally, multiple will get hit, but one shot, it also does pushback, allowing it to, stop you from hitting the same target multiple times. You also notice that your attacks don't hit dead bodies. So, for shields, there is actually a fun little side effect that the knockback from the shield, or from the stake, can actually hit the shield and will occasionally cause the shield bouncing back the stake will cause the projectile to form behind the shield, pulling the shielder to you and disabling their shield, usually even killing them. It's just a fun little thing, though I think it is technically a bug, though I don't think it'll get fixed. Against groups, she works pretty quickly and fast. Her melee attack is a stab, and her throw is pretty basic. Now, I have left the people above me alive for a reason. I will get to that momentarily, but first let's go on to digging. Simply enough, she destroys the block directly in front of her without any issues. She can dig well while anchored, but one of the flaws she has, though it does give you some upward mobility, is while crouched, you can still sometimes, or you can hit the block above you. That being said, her digging abilities are relatively well. She has range, she has a decent range with her digging abilities, allowing you to kind of preempt a hole. And while she can't dig down, her attacks are powerful enough to cause, or to quickly dig out an area. That being said, I'm going to put her digging at about a B+. Now, what we have seen so far, Broffy's combat is about an A. I want to say solid A. She has a lot of speed and power, but she doesn't really have a special that allows her to take that step up for bigger enemies. Her digging and mobility are both Bs, with digging being about a B+, and mobility being a standard B. She doesn't really seem to have a lot of she doesn't seem to be very fast or have a higher jump than the average bro, but her special is very unique. The ability to self-res, especially with modes like Iron Bro, can be very interesting. However, I just don't feel like she has the ability to utilize it properly. That being said, if we were to bring in, say, a second player, and they get killed, one thing you can also do is use your resurrection power to resurrect an ally. And this is where we start to get some very interesting sideshows. Because, while she might not, on her own, be a very powerful bro, the ability to resurrect an ally from the dead is a better ability than the ability to resurrect yourself from the dead. At least in co-op mode. You'll notice that her ability to resurrect is, while reliant on there being a body, she is capable of doing it after the person's been dead. So, I'm going to say that her co-op ability and her multiplayer skills are definitely in the A to S rank. So putting everything together, I feel that Broffy lands at about a solid A, with the potential to move up to an A+ if you are playing a lot of co-op or Iron Bro. That being said, I still do wish that she had something, maybe if her kick was faster so it would be able to go through while she's, being killed and brought back. As you can see, there is this weird ballerina twirl that she currently has of her kick trying to wind up. And as you saw over and over again, that's just enough time for you to just keep getting killed over and over again. Anyway, I hope this helps you learn how to play Broffy, and have fun.